Welcome back to the Ultimate Briefing. Today I'm going to share with you how to build an emergency fund in tough times. Groceries seem to cost a fortune these days, and your car decides it's the perfect time to need new brakes. It seems like everything is getting more expensive, and it's easier than ever to find yourself in a tough financial spot. That's why having an emergency fund is more important than ever. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to build a solid emergency fund, even when you think you can't afford it. We'll cover how much you really need to save, where to stash that cash, and some easy strategies to start building your financial peace of mind today. All right, let's start with the basics. What exactly an emergency fund? It's not your fun money for that new phone or a weekend getaway. It's your financial safety net. Think of it like this. You're cruising down the highway of life and bam, you hit a pothole. That pothole could be anything. A sudden job loss, unexpected medical bills, your car deciding it's done with driving. You get the picture. An emergency fund is what keeps that pothole from totally wrecking your car, or in this case, your finances. It's having the cash on hand to cover those unexpected costs without having to resort to high-interest credit cards or draining your other savings. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Graham, easier said than done, right? And you're not wrong. Building an emergency fund takes discipline, but trust me, it's one of the smartest financial moves you can make. Let's talk numbers for a second. A recent survey found that almost 20% of Australians wouldn't be able to cover a surprise $3,000 expense. That's a significant chunk of people living on the edge. One unexpected bill away from financial disaster. And look, I get it. Saving money, especially in this economy, can feel impossible. But here's the thing, you don't need to become a millionaire overnight. Even putting aside small amounts consistently can make a huge difference over time. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Now let's talk about how much you should aim to have stashed away. The general rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. I know, that sounds like a lot. But hold on, we're talking about your essential expenses here. Rent or mortgage payments, groceries, utilities, transport, the things you absolutely can't live without. Calculate how much you spend on these essentials each month and multiply that by 3. That's your starting point. If you have a stable job and own your home, you might be comfortable with a smaller emergency fund, but if you're self-employed or your income fluctuates, having closer to 6 months' worth of expenses saved will give you extra peace of mind. Okay, so you know you need an emergency fund, but how do you actually start building one, especially when money's tight? Let me give you some actionable steps. First, set a realistic goal. Forget about saving 3 months' worth of expenses right away. Start small. Even $50 or $100 a month is a huge step in the right direction. Next, look for areas to trim your spending. I'm not talking about becoming a hermit and never leaving your house. But could you cut back on takeout a couple of times a week? Maybe downgrade your streaming service? Here's a pro tip: automate your savings. Set up a recurring transfer from your checking account to a dedicated savings account specifically for your emergency fund. You can even have it coincide with your paydays, so you're less likely to miss the money. And lastly, don't forget to celebrate your progress. Building an emergency fund takes time and discipline. Acknowledge your wins along the way, no matter how small. It will keep you motivated. You might be thinking, okay, Graham, I'm ready to start saving, but where's the best place to keep my emergency fund? Remember, this money needs to be accessible. We're not talking about investing here. We're talking about a safe and liquid place to park your cash. A high-interest savings account is usually your best bet. It keeps your money safe and earns you a little bit of interest, which is always a bonus. And if you're a homeowner, an offset account linked to your mortgage can be a smart move too. It can potentially save you thousands in interest payments over the life of your loan. Look, building an emergency fund might seem daunting, but it doesn't have to be. The most important thing is to start today. Even small, consistent contributions add up over time. Remember that sense of panic when you face an unexpected expense? Building an emergency fund is about taking control of your finances and having peace of mind knowing you can handle whatever life throws your way. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button for more personal finance tips. And as always, take care of your money and it will take care of you.